Welcome to the Ambitious Coach Podcast. This is a place where driven, determined coaches learn how to get off the business growth struggle bus and learn how to build a wildly profitable online coaching business. I'm your host, Allison Henderson, corporate dropout to six-figure social media business coach. I'm going to show you how I've been able to create the business of my dreams organically, all through utilizing my social media platforms. So pull up a seat, take some notes, and get ready to see your life and bank account transform. Hello, my loves. Welcome back to the Ambitious Coach Podcast. Today, I wanted to talk to you about something that I know many of you deal with: anxiety and, stress. Whether it sneaks up on you in your business, your relationships, motherhood, or just everyday life, I know anxiety can leave you feeling so overwhelmed, stuck, and just really disconnected from yourself and everything around you. I have been battling anxiety for as long as I can remember, and I just felt every time that something stressful came up, my body just went blah, right? I'm sure some of you guys can relate to that blah feeling, right? But this past summer, I actually hired a nervous system regulation coach. I really wanted to dive into, why do I have these patterns? Why does this keep coming up for me? Why after 30 some plus years have I not been able to manage my stress and this anxiety feeling that comes up, especially when it comes to my businessy things? So I learned a lot about how to deal with stress and just those thoughts that I immediately keep having. It's me having that same pattern every single time something semi-stressful happens. I should start by saying, though, I am not a doctor or really an expert in this field at all. This is why I also had to hire somebody to help me with this. But I feel that there are some things that have helped me just over the last few months that I wanted to share with you. And they're things that you can do all literally probably with under 5 minutes. And the more I dived into the subject, the more I realized everybody has their own way that they deal with stress and the random anxiety that literally pops up out of nowhere sometimes. But the good news is today I'm going to walk you through some simple, practical tools that will help you calm your nervous system, take back a lot of control in your life, and just feel grounded again. These simple strategies you can literally use today, immediately, actually. There's no fancy apps or anything. You're not going to have to buy anything, no complicated routines. I'm not going to make you read a book or anything, okay? Just these are real things that I use every single day to help me chill out. And let me start by saying this too. Anxiety isn't who you are. I don't know how many times I would say, I am somebody that has anxiety. I stopped saying that because I was just labeling myself then as somebody that has anxiety. And realistically, I don't want to be known as that anymore. I don't want to label myself that. It's just something that my body is experiencing. That is it. It's a signal, a form of energy that shows up as a racing thought. It could be a tight chest that you have. Sometimes for me, it was like in my solar plexus. It just felt like a ball of energy there, and it hurt. And it could be you snapping at your kids or at your husband. It can form or show up in a lot of different ways. And one of the best things that you can do when anxiety does pop up like this, say this to yourself: this is anxiety. This is my body trying to keep me safe. That simple act separates you from the feeling and gives you that space to respond instead of react. And I had to really remind myself of this a lot of times when, that bubbling up feeling came, and instead of me being just super reactive to it and be like, oh, I got to get this to go away right now, I just kind of sat with that feeling for a second. And I noticed when this pops up, I just go, this is temporary. This isn't going to last forever. This is just my body's way of giving me a little signal. It's trying to keep me safe from something. And so sometimes I just really dissect it. I go, why am I feeling this way right now? And sometimes it's like, oh, a client said something kind of crappy to me. Okay, well, that hurt my feelings or something and I kind of just dissect it a little bit. It's not that the feeling is wrong or that I need to be like, oh, I need this to go away right now. It's not always going to happen. And so I just sometimes had to remind myself of that. So I'm going to give you some tools that every time that I just have that creeping up anxiety feeling, these are my go-to things that I can do all in under 5 minutes. The first one is just doing a simple breathing reset. I put my hand on my heart, I put one on my belly. All right, hand on your heart, one on your belly. Inhale through the nose and count for 4. Hold for 4, and then you're going to exhale for 6. All right, so count for 4, hold for 4. And then exhale for 6. And do that a few times. You're going to feel your nervous system start to relax. This is so funny. It's just breathing. Guys, it's just breathing. This usually takes maybe a couple minutes if you want to do this a few times. I know all of you right now have 2 minutes to do this. You might even want to pause this and spend 2 minutes just sitting, or if you're in your car, just breathing. This is something you can do in the car. You can do this anywhere. And I know you all know how to breathe, all right? It just takes a few minutes to reconnect with yourself. And by the way, don't judge your breath. Like if you have like snot in your nose or if it's like really like it's totally fine. There's times where I breathe and I let it out and I let it out so obnoxiously and just get everything out of me. And it might be uncomfortable too, as far as like just taking those deep breaths. If you haven't done that in a really long time, you might feel your lungs, like your rib cage or even like your upper back expand, and that might be a little uncomfortable. So don't stop doing this just because your body is experiencing something new. Luckily, with breathing, you're going to get better at it, just like anything else. I know it's so weird because you're like, I breathe every day. What do you mean? But like taking those deep breaths, you're going to, once again, expand yourself. All right. So it's just a skill. This is just a skill that you're going to learn. Your body is going to get used to it over time, but practice breathing. I know it sounds so weird, but practice breathing. All right. The second technique, I can also do this anywhere, which I love. And it's more about mindfulness. It's called 5-4-3-2-1 technique. And this is different from the Mel Robbins 5-4-3-2-1, like get up and take an action. If you've ever heard of her, it's like her method of getting up and just doing the thing that you don't want to do. So this is a little bit different. This is where you look around and you're going to notice 5 things that you can see. All right. So the first one is 5 things that you can see. So I know even right now in front of me, I have something that I painted, which is a girl, and it's her in a meditation position, and she has chakras like lit up all around her. I also have another thing below it that says slow down, be present. It's my cute little painting that I have. I also can see the words coffee. I have this little saying in my office that says more coffee, less not coffee. I also have some coaching books. And I have a picture of Taylor Swift because I love her. I have a thing that says travel makes you richer. All right. So I've probably named maybe 5, maybe even 6 things. I don't know. But like those are things that are right in front of me. And man, oh man. Okay. That took, I don't even know, like less than 30 seconds. Now the 4 is 4 things that you can touch. So right now I can touch my office table, my office desk here. It's nice. And sometimes I describe things like it's, glass, right? So I can just feel glass. Okay, now I'm going to put my hands on my legs. I can feel my smooth, kind of semi-hairy legs. Oh, that feels nice, right? And then I'm going to feel the microphone just a little bit. It's kind of squishy, okay? I don't know if you can hear that. I try not to do it too much, but it's kind of squishy. You can hear. And then I'm going to touch my coffee cup. It's hot. Oh, I like that. That's hot. It feels nice. And, it's glass. So there's a glass. I don't know what I would say, ceramic. All right, so that's my 4 things. Now, the 3 is 3 things that you can hear. So I can hear my air conditioning. I have a carpet cleaner here today, so I can hear the sucking of that. I can hear my heartbeat. There's always something that you hear. It could just be absolutely nothing. Sometimes it's just the refrigerator running. But name 3 things that you can hear. Now, the 2 is 2 things you can smell. So I smell the carpet cleaning. It's like an orangey, I don't know why, but it's like an orangey smell. Okay. And these are some deep breaths too, where you got the kind of smell a little bit. I also smell my coffee. I had lit some incense earlier, so I can kind of smell my incense a little bit. That was more than 2 things, but you can probably smell a few things in your house right now. And then one thing that you can taste. So if you kind of just like, even if you don't have something in your mouth right now, that's okay. But it could just be, I taste saliva. I don't know why the word saliva makes me want to go, bleh. But yes, some saliva in my mouth. If I want to take a sip of coffee, which I will, because my coffee is still hot. I love my coffee. Love hot coffee. Okay. So that's the 5-4-3-2-1 technique. So 5 things that you can see, 4 things that you can touch, 3 things that you can hear, 2 things that you can smell, and 1 thing that you can taste. By the way, I'm like really happy right now. I don't know why, even just that, guys, that was like what, maybe 2 minutes? I don't even know. That was really like, oh, that was really nice. Just getting back into like looking at my environment, feeling into myself. It just doesn't take long. It doesn't take long to spike that little happiness in me. All right. The third one here. is just a really quick mantra shift. You can also call this an anchor thought, but instead of spiraling into, oh my God, I'm so worried, like, what if this happens or what if that happens? Just try repeating and grounding yourself. I say this all the time, like, I am safe. There's actually nothing wrong right now. This is a temporary feeling. And I can handle this. I can handle hard things. And this is what I know to be true about you. You have 100% of the time handled every hard situation you've ever encountered. Over time, your brain learns to believe that. You learn to let go and just feel safe in your body. So a lot of times I just have to remind myself, like, this is such a temporary feeling. And if you do need to dissect that emotion a little bit and kind of get to the root cause, okay, well, for example, maybe you have some stress or anxiety right now because your husband made a comment about something you bought on Amazon. It's like, hey, why did you buy that? Like, right now we're trying to pay off debt. And it's like, wow, I feel really guilty for doing that. It's like, okay, so what could you do? Like, there could be actual action steps to stop feeling that guilt or whatever. Maybe you could apologize and say, God, I'm really sorry. I'll take that back. Or, hey, I'm really sorry. I'll make sure that this month, I work a little extra harder and we make sure that we pay off that credit card or something, whatever that is. I'm not saying you have to like come up with an actual plan to pay off a credit card or anything like that, because that to me is like stress, scream stress. But, just apologizing and saying, hey, that's just never going to happen again. I'm so sorry. Every time that, I try to buy something, I'll make sure to ask you first or something. And so whatever that is, like I said, kind of just sit with it and go, what is there an action I can take? If not, that's okay. That's okay. Sometimes you just need to sit in the emotion instead of like being like, I got to get rid of this feeling. When I hired that nervous system regulation coach over the summer, that was one thing. She's like, you just don't want to sit with the emotion. I'm like, you're right. I don't want to feel bad. Who wants to feel bad, right? Like, I had something happen over the summer with a client and it just really wrecked me for a couple of days. And she's like, it's okay. Like, this is just a part of your business journey. Like, this is something that you had to learn. This is one of your life lessons that you had to learn so that you can be a better business owner, right? And I teach this to my clients all the time. Like, so sometimes that struggle that you deal with isn't always a bad thing. It's teaching you resilience. It's teaching you to, hey, this emotion, like, I can handle it. I can handle this 100 times. Like, it's going to be okay. So your nervous system has its own language in a sense. I kind of view it as another version of myself. I thank it every day for keeping me safe and just aware of my surroundings and like what's happening. However, we live in the safest time in history. I have to remember that myself too. We aren't getting hunted by bears or having our houses burned down because we're, I don't know, like witches or something like that. Or at least not where I live anymore. Most of you listening to this podcast are safe. In this exact moment, you probably have a roof over your head. You have food in your belly. You have a cell phone that probably works, a loving family. You are okay. And you just have to remind yourself of that. You really don't have anything to worry about. And I think sometimes we just have to say, I have a really good life. I really don't have a lot of things to worry about. And in business, I know we worry so much about the future. We worry about failing and looking stupid and all that stuff. And we also wonder a lot about the how. Like, how am I going to make this money? Or how am I going to get a client this week? And we have like all the what ifs that keep happening too. Like, what if I get canceled? What if people leave negative comments? What if so-and-so hates me because I post this or something, right? But sometimes we just have to I just say I let go of the how. I let the how come to me in however it needs to come to me. A lot of times we are just so laser focused on the how coming from like a social media post or a podcast episode when it could come from anywhere. It could come from like a phone call with your grandma or like a sign on the side of a building. When we start being more mindful and just in the present moment, a lot of the answers we seek do come to us. We don't need to force them to appear. And if you are spiritual in any way, which some of you might not be like woo-woo, and that's okay. I just know that deep down for me, the universe, God, my angels, they're all working for me. They want me to succeed. They want to always have me living like this joyful life and being in this blissful state of gratitude and love. I personally feel we get in our own way a lot of the times when it comes to building our success. We want it to happen right now. Right now. I just want to be successful right now. I want to have the money right now. When sometimes it does require some patience and you taking action, messy action a lot of times, just doing the doing things. And I know when I do the things, a lot of the times that's when I start seeing the answers. It's not always me waiting for the answer to come to me. It's like, I'm just going to take an action. What's the next best thing that I can do to try to get a client today? And it could just be, I need to go on social media and write a post. I need to send an email out to my email list. I need to just come on my stories and sell something. You likely know the answer to like one thing that you can do right now, but sometimes you're trying to get the whole thing when it's like, you don't need the whole thing right now. You just need the one thing. Okay. So I advise you to try some of these methods and like chill out, chill out a bit. These quick resets are just going to be really powerful for you. And they're even more effective when they're paired with some of the long-term habits, which I'm going to share with you right now, which these are the things that I pretty much do almost every day. And the first one is just moving your body. And I want you doing this every day. Even 10 minutes of walking can release so much stored up tension. I love going on my mindset walks. And sometimes I go for runs. You guys probably seen this on my stories. Like I love running. I was a soccer player growing up. So running for me or doing sprints and that sort of fun stuff is fun for me. You're like, you're crazy. I am a little crazy. And that's just because I have a lot of energy. I've known that from a very young age. I still have a lot of energy built up inside of me. So I got to move the energy sometimes. So when I'm just sitting all day or when I start kind of feeling like that little like depressed mode, I'm like, oh, no, you gotta move your body. Like your body's telling you to do something. Even if it's just like sometimes when I'm in my office, I'll open up I have a sliding glass door in my office, so I'll open it up and do like 10 push-ups on the porch or something. And sometimes it's not always moving your body. Sometimes you do need to slow down, which is a lot of the mindset stuff or the mindfulness things that I just shared with you. But yeah, if you are somebody that, like I need to move the energy, or maybe you are feeling even sluggish, don't keep that all bottled up. Like sometimes when the anxiety and stress, kind of starts creeping up on me, I can feel it in my solar plexus and my stomach, my chest and that sort of stuff. And that's when I know I need to move it out of my system. I'm, once again, a high energy person. So me going to the gym and lifting heavy weights and sprinting is sometimes the best medicine for my brain and my body. I can't explain it. It's like taking this magic pill that, I don't know, I just always feel so much better when I'm exercising and moving and sweating. That's when I feel sometimes my best is when I'm just like drenched in sweat. Also, this has helped me tremendously. It's just limiting my caffeine intake and, not drinking energy drinks. This is the one I kind of suck at though. I do love drinking coffee, but I drink half calf. I don't actually drink full caffeinated coffee anymore. I drink an energy drink though called Spark. I don't want to say do it a daily, but lately I've been drinking that a lot just because I've been working out and I like to kind of just pound one of those before I go on a run or whatever. But yeah, those are some things that if you know you are sensitive to caffeine and it does give you that anxiety feeling, well then, hey, listen to your body. You might need to switch to half calf. And instead of drinking energy drinks or anything like that, have maybe an iced tea or a lemonade or something like that maybe is a little bit lower on the caffeine intake. And yeah, definitely no caffeine when it comes to or no sugar. I would definitely be getting rid of pop and all that sort of stuff. I know when I have a ton of sugar, my body freaks out. I don't know how kids do it these days with eating candy and stuff. I'm like, God, every time I eat candy, I'm like, why does this do this to my body? I also, feel like I'm pre-diabetic or something because every time, me and sugar don't get along very well. So yeah, I just really want to take care of my body and my mind. I don't want to be 80 or 90 years old and not being able to walk, I really want to be a healthy person. So I do tell myself this, I'm an athlete. I am a healthy person. I'm somebody that doesn't eat a ton of junk. I'm just not that sort of person. So my anxiety, I know, is so much less when I'm eating well and really taking good care of my body and I'm very mindful. Okay. So yeah, lastly, this is the most important one though, is hey, if you can't figure this out on your own, it's okay. Talk it out. Hire, I would probably go and look for a therapist who specializes in this. Or if you have a friend recently who has gotten out of anxiety, or just there's coaches now that you can talk to. Sharing your experience removes that shame and just kind of lightens the load a bit. I know it did for me when I hired a nervous system regulation coach. I definitely felt less crazy when I was like, oh, everybody kind of experiences this. Not everybody, but there's a lot of people out there that do feel this sort of stress and anxiety every day. So the mindset work in my business coaching container is sometimes the most powerful part. People don't really realize they're on that verge of burnout and they lack so much confidence in themselves. And yeah, so when we start dissecting a lot of this stuff, it's oh, you need to relax. You need to learn how to chill. I'm not a therapist or a doctor in any way, like I said at the beginning of this episode. So please, if you have really bad anxiety or you have a lot of stress right now and you need stress management help, please seek help from a professional, okay? Talking to somebody and having somebody who truly gets what you're going through and possibly even help with medication and things like that. I'm trying to help you not have to do the medication and that sort of stuff. I But if you need it, then you need it. And that's okay. No shame around that. And the truth is, anxiety doesn't define you, okay? And it doesn't have to control your day. With the right tools, you can calm your mind, you can ground your body, and you can move forward every day with confidence. You don't have to live with this anymore if you don't want to. So thank you so much for listening to this episode. I hope this has helped you. And I just want to remind you that you are safe, you are capable, and you've got this, babe. You've got this. All right, I'll see you next week in next week's episode. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Bye, everyone. Thank you for listening to the Ambitious Coach podcast today. A couple favors before you go. If you found this episode helpful, please take a screenshot and share it on Instagram. Most importantly, don't forget to tag me at AllisonHenderson_coach. That's ALLISON Henderson_coach. And lastly, please take a minute to rate this episode and leave a raving review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you tune in to listen. Okay, ambition is great, but it's time to get to work. Take action and commit to being 1% better every day. Once again, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you again next week.